Hey everyone, welcome to this awesome video where we're going to be announcing our 2024 student photography contest winners. Sam and Will here with me. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? It's going well. Good to
Good.
be back together.
Yeah, totally. We're going to do a little round table update about what we've been up to the past year or so since, yeah, we've been busy with a lot of things. But let's get straight into the photo contest. Thank you to all 300 plus students who submitted photos this year. A ton of great photos. It's amazing to see your work. And if you didn't submit a photo this year, that's okay. We would love to see your photo in a future contest or challenge. So stay tuned for that. But basically, just to preface what we're going to be doing is we had 5 different categories of photos that we're going to go through, and we picked our top photo from those categories, and then we have 4 others from each category that we're going to share that are our favorites. And then at the end, we're going to show our top 3 overall winners that across the categories, just the top photos. And one thing to note too is that if you did win one of those top 3 spots, you were automatically removed from the subcategories just to spread the wealth and the winners. So if you don't see your photo in the subcategory, it doesn't mean you haven't won the overall category. Anything else, guys, before we jump right in?
Not that I can
No,
think of.
it was awesome going through
Let's
everyone's photos, and there's some really good ones this year. So yeah,
like really, really good ones.
Yeah.
All up and down. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. So, our first category is going to be portrait. So, here are our top portrait photos. We'll go through all 5 and then we'll just talk about some of our favorites. So, here we've got Derek Constantino. I've also added, if they had it, the camera and the
Oh, cool.
lens. And then also they submitted a little story, some of them, so that's there. And I'm going to be sharing this as a PDF in the courses. So if you're watching this in our courses, I'll attach it to this lesson so you can see them in full glory and read more about it. Jasmine Randawa had this really beautiful portrait of this family. And
This
I also
one, oh,
included the class that they were in. What were you going to say, Will?
this one, I really appreciate a lot because I think it transcends a couple of categories. Like it could be street photography, but like it's also like a really, really solid, like just random portrait, and it
Yeah.
says a lot about that person and the situation. So yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, love it. And then Angelos Katsantonins. This is a great little self-portrait that you did. And we'll talk a little bit more about our favorites, but let's get to the winner, which is not Faye, but you had a beautiful portrait right here.
No, solid.
And the winner for the portrait category is Nancy. Nancy with this
Nancy.
beautiful photo of her son. And Nancy actually had one of the top portraits last year, not the winner. So Nancy, you were able to increase your ranking this year with this love. I just love it. I mean, I think the snake makes it for me into a portrait that's 10 times better. It still would be a beautiful photo without it, just the lighting, the depth of field, the smile, but the fact that it's her son and his pet snake is like telling a real story. So, any other ones you guys want to talk about?
I mean, just for starters, that snake's name is Pretzel. So you know.
That's cute, huh?
I don't know. I really like that portrait too. I feel like it has a lot of vibe and personality, and like the lighting is really interesting and cool. It's like a really soft top, like 45-degree angle lighting, which I think is like really interesting. But that I think pushes all the other personality and whatever else is going on in that to like I don't know, be the better one.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I really liked. I mean, throughout this whole mixture phase, I mean, getting really creative with the longer exposure and just, I mean, lining up those 2 faces in that way and getting that image really difficult. Each of these have such unique style and personality per the photographer, which I really appreciate. And I think as we were going through it is like, composition, lighting, the story that's being told, all these different things came into factor. And I think everyone showed in their own way their style and whatnot, which I really appreciated. I love this one as well. I mean, more of a like traditional headshot portrait, but then adding, this negative space and I mean, really nice lighting for the subject. Love the contrast of colors and whatnot as well. So yeah, no, it was really tough to go through and pick just one winner, let alone these top five. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
really like how
I love this one.
like you said, there's such like a variety of these shots. It's not just all your typical headshot style portrait. So congrats, Nancy. I'll be contacting you to claim your prize. But good job, everybody, and we appreciate you submitting your photos. All right, let's get to the next category, which is landscape, which we kind of combined into like cityscape, landscape. So let's get through our top 5 here. So our 5th one is this photo from Carlos, shot with a Nikon. And a lot of these, you'll notice that the camera or the lens would be the quote unquote typical like entry level camera or the kit lens, but they're taking these beautiful photos. So your camera gear does not have to hold you back. And I've also included the Instagram handle or website if they shared that with us. So go and give these photographers a follow to support them. This is a sort of landscape within this forest. Lots of great layers here. Maria Garcia, this was shot on the coast of England. These cool cliffs with the tiny people there. Lavinia with this one.
That one's so
from
cool. That one's so
Namibia.
surreal. Yeah.
Very cool. And then our winning photo for landscape of 2024 is David Huisman. This is a beautiful photo. He's a photographer from Australia. He has a website, and he's a really good photographer, actually. Has a lot of great photos. This one, a bit of a longer exposure, shot with the Sony A7R5. And he's taken a lot of our classes. Maybe we helped him a little bit. The Sony camera course, the advanced your photography course, and the find your photography style course. So definitely this course is helping you out, David.
Is the settings in there? Or
they did not,
because that's one of my favorite things about it is like how like you see that streak of light across, and then like the movement of the water, but it's still sharp in the background. I mean, there's just so much going on in this one, which is why I think it deserves what it got. But it's wild.
Yeah. The lighting on the rocks is so cool. And then the stillness of
swirly
the rocks, and then the movement of the water. It's great contrast all around.
I want to see what this looks like, not like long exposure, just to like know what it looks like. Because that, I mean, just from it, I mean, this is like, these are huge waves. It's not like this is like a small wave, because you could just tell from the water that's like kind of coming down like from the rocks in the background. Like these are huge waves going up against these cliffs. Very cool. So David, congrats, and everyone else, really cool batch of landscape photos.
Yeah, this is such a cool. I mean, I know it's hard to even make sense of it, but this is such a cool.
It feels sci-fi.
Yeah. Very. What's that movie? Mad Max.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job, everyone.
Beautiful photos.
Thank you. All right. Our next category is going to be wildlife/nature. So let's get to our top photos here. Salma Minty, this great detail shot of an elephant.
I love that shot, yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Toe, foot.
Good texture.
Hadir with this photo of a fish being caught in Egypt. And another beautiful thing about these photos and our students, it's like students from around the world capturing these stories from around the world it's awesome to see. Keith Hansen with this
Yeah,
beautiful
lighting on this one is gnarly.
symmetrical photo of this pelican, white pelican.
It's like an arrow.
Yeah.
Natalie with this cool sort of leaf texture, naturey photo. And this one was shot with an iPhone. So you'll see a couple winning photos shot with smartphones, which is pretty cool. And then our winning photo for the wildlife contest is this beautiful photo of this bee by Stuart, shot with a Fuji X-T5. Shout out to Fuji.
Yourself.
And just really classic photo of a bee, which I know is very hard to get. Something like this, all the pollen on the bee, the symmetry, the decision to crop it as a square, that fall off of the focus in the background. Very, very beautiful photo here, Stuart. And this was in Oregon. It's an Oregon sweet bee. So I'm not sure where this was shot.
Maybe this Oregon sweet bee was in Washington.
You never know. You never know.
I do like the crop. I think you're right for like calling that out, like the 4x4, like the 1:1. I think is really fitting for the subject.
Yeah, totally. Which one of these is your guys' favorite?
I mean, I don't know. I really like them all. That pelican shot, though, I really do love the contrast and just how it was, I'm assuming, edited to make everything outside of that sort of ripple in the water just black.
Blue.
And it's just such a... And you don't see it here, but they also had sort of an interesting crop, different aspect ratio to the image. But that's like...
Yeah.
That's a photo I'd love to have printed in my house or something. Like it's just such a cool
yeah, it was a very wide crop, and yeah, same. We don't really. I think we're so used to just like this default cropping on Instagram or whatever, but being creative with how you crop a photo and how it's displayed is next level on photography. So congrats, everyone. Thank you again for these photos. Congrats, Stuart, for the top wildlife photo. All right, next we have street and architecture. This is sort of a catch-all category of photos, some that are very much architecture based, but also just that sort of style of going out on the street, your day-to-day photography, photographing moments. So let's get to our top 5 photos. This one by Thomas Ballatori. Racing goes beyond the sheer speed. It's a journey through a whirlwind of emotions. So definitely download this PDF and read through the stories. I'm going to also be packaging this into a book that you can purchase if you want. We did that for the last contest, and it's cool to have. And this time I have all the little stories from everyone. So shot with the Tamron 24-70. This symmetrical shot by Jamie Campbell with the Fuji X-T30 and the 35mm in Brisbane, Australia. Similar colors as of the last one, but very different photo from Maria.
I love all those lines and the contrast.
Yeah, it's very abstract, and it takes like a second to understand like what's going on, but very cool photo. This one, Yahor, Will, you'll appreciate this, and Sam. This was shot on film with the Zenit EC camera. I don't even know.
Get a lot of film submissions, huh?
Yeah. And this one was actually one of so when we vote for our top photos, what we do is we pick our overall, we all pick like our favorite photos. Any photo that we like, we really like and think deserves a prize, we put into a bucket, and then we go by category and pick our top ones. And this is one of the only architecture street photos that we all had very high in our ranking. So it didn't win the top spot, but it was one that I think we all could appreciate, like the story behind this. And even though I got to see the story that was written, you can kind of see the story of this photo without reading it. It's these feet hanging out this window, and you can just imagine this being like some sort of hot day or something, or someone's sitting in that room and just trying to relax or cool off. And this was in Belarus. So very cool photo. And then cool. I believe the winner is coming up next, which is this moment captured by Capulesh, shot on the Sony A7. And this was, the story is it was taken in the hospital while the child's mom, with the child's mom consoling him who was crying for his father who was sick. So, really powerful moment.
It's so wild because I don't remember getting to see the like caption until like now. I'm just seeing them as you've posted them. I just saw the photo and I got all that from just the photo, right? You know that they're in a hospital, their backs are to us, so they're like distracted by what's in the hospital, but they're like kind of imprisoned. And I mean, I think there's just a lot to say about that, and in this photo itself, it just says a lot, which is cool.
Yeah, totally. So Capulesh, thank you so much. All these really cool photos.
Yeah, it's interesting going through this section, especially because I feel like there's so many different worlds shared, and so what you're talking about earlier of like all these different places around the world that people submit photos from. This subject specifically, like it just lends itself to get to see the world and see so many different walks of life and different styles, and it was really fun to go through these ones and these little moments that people captured.
So cool. Thank you so much. And there's so many other great photos that were submitted. So thank you, everyone. We'll try to share more of the photos so that people can see even more. Our next category and last before our overall winners is the night and astrophotography. And so let's get through it. So here is the first one. So Mesh, with this one shot on a smartphone, not your typical sort of night astro photo, but a very cool moment shot at nighttime. So very cool. And our smartphones are getting more and more powerful to capture these night photos. The next one, John Williams capturing the Milky Way here in Colorado. Matthew, his first foray into actual astrophotography and searching for galaxies far away. This is beyond me, so it's amazing that you can capture these types of photos. John White capturing this incredible moment of the lightning strikes. Hard, yeah. And then our winning photo for night photography, here we got Ingvild with the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, captured in September. I'm not sure where this is.
Mountain River. Yeah.
I would love to know where this is. But what are you guys' thoughts about these night photos?
I love them. I mean, again, it's kind of a wide array. Like this one, I love this photo. It really, the little wisp of water and the lightning is just so cool. And I mean, they're all, the fact that this is all night photography. We have a Milky Way shot. We have a faraway nebula. We have lightning. We have Borealis. It's pretty amazing. The community's, different approach on all these types of photos, but they're gorgeous. It makes me want to go do some night photography. I haven't done that in a while, so.
Yeah, I think what separates like the winning photos, and this is the same year after year, is that they have composed images that will have like a subject in it, but as well as the night sky, as well as, I mean, this itself is amazing, but typically we'll get a lot of photos of stars, of the moon, and they're all great photos, but the ones where it's like you can see an actual scene or like this beautifully captured river as well as the Northern Lights, that's what makes this, to me anyway, these photos next level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, are we ready for our top photos of 2024? Woo, 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 woo. All right, starting off with our bronze trophy winning photo. Top photo overall is Karen May with this beautiful photo of an elephant. And so again, if you didn't catch it at the beginning, whoever wins these top 3 prizes, we took you out of your subcategory. So this was probably the photo that would have won the wildlife category too, but you have won even better the bronze photo. And this was taken in South Africa, in Johannesburg.
Yeah, it's so wild, and the timing of that shot in particular, like, is insane. Like, it's already insane that you're there and got nailed all the settings, but I think the like timing of this is just so cool.
Yeah, very cool. I like the fact that it's like, I don't know, throwing this dust up on itself. It's like creates this cool frame around the head of the lion, or the elephant.
It is a big lion with a thing. Yeah. Look at that Sigma 100 to 400, Sam. Maybe it's time to get a big long Sigma.
I thought you were getting the 50 to 600.
I want to so badly. But this is another reason to like want it. It's like these longer Sigma lens are affordable, but also let you get shots like this,
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. And the Sigmas go across, I mean, that's a Canon, right? They go across most of the mounts in general. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun playing with those long lenses.
Next up, we're going to get our silver winner, which is, drumroll, this incredible landscape photo by Benkurain from the Canadian Rockies. And they wrote a long story about getting there. But this is just like such a classic landscape photo. Looks sort of like an Ansel Adams type image, with the foreground river all the way back to the mountains in the background, shot with the Canon 7D Mark II.
Wow. Yeah, this is, I love the story behind this one as well, and just it's kind of something that I would do. I feel like, oh yeah, I was like up in the mountain somewhere for some reason, and then decided to just sort of drive and look at different vistas and find different places, and eventually find the spot. But this is just such a, very Ansel Adams-y, and capturing that moment with that beam of light coming through, making it black and white. I mean, it's a really beautiful photo.
I think that both these photos and then the next one you're about to see, they're all, what makes them like the top photos for me is like, I would want these photos printed on my wall. Not like just you, the photographer, should print this out and put it on your wall, but like these 3 photos,
send
like,
one to Phil.
Are artwork. Yeah, like these would all be like amazing photos to have on a wall to see.
I think another thing they all have, and this one is black and white, obviously, but they all have really wonderful tones. I think that's something that like the lighting, but then also the color palette or the lack of color palette, they all have like really nice. It feels like a cohesive image, I guess. Like it feels like very intentional and sort of and maybe that's why I would want them printed. But they all have a great palette to them.
All right, let's get to our gold-winning photograph and photographer for 2024. Here is the top photo. Haley with this just beautiful overhead portrait moment of this person a fisherman who's fixing their net, building a net, doing something with their net, but just everything. I really love this photo. Just the colors, the angle of the photo, making it super creative, top down, seeing just this fisherman like in this pile of netting at work. Just a beautiful photo.
The tones are my favorite part about this. It's just like there's so many different blues and like grays, but then like browns and there's just it just flows really, really well. Like it all flows really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I just point out too, in our side conversations that we have about lenses, that this was taken with a 24 to 70 mid-range zoom lens that don't be afraid to get creative and do a lot of stuff with that mid-range zoom. It's It's not to be poo-pooed on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about prime lenses and you should shoot on primes, blah blah blah. You're gonna get that nice depth of field or whatever, but yeah, you can take amazing photos with any camera and any lens, right?
Chat, bro. Chat. Chat.
So Haley, thank you so much for this photo. It's beautiful, and you should be very proud of it. And again, I'll be reaching out to all the winners of the categories and our top 3 winners to get you your prizes. But really, the true prize is having a beautiful photo and us being able to see these little stories that you have shared with us. So again, thank you everyone for submitting your photos. Really quick 2-minute round table of what we've been up to in 2024. Any projects, things you guys are excited about that you want to share with our students? Let's start with Sam.
That way. Really excited. Have been working on 3 different documentaries this year, which one of them's getting closer to the ending. Other 2 are kind of just getting started. But yeah, just been doing a mixture of a lot of documentary work, and also got a home with my wife. Got married, and that whole thing. And so yeah, just sort of life moving on and doing home projects, and it's been a good balance so far. So excited to continue on. And I have been missing photography. I've been away from it for a while now, but always have my little side camera with me on projects and stuff. So been trying to keep up with that, just personal stuff though. So yeah.
I'm excited to see
Was
some
that
of
2 minutes?
those documentary projects you've been working on. So
Yeah.
make sure you share that with the students once they're complete.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll be pushing those out once we do. But yeah, a little bit of work to still do. So we'll
Yeah.
get there eventually.
Well, you've been, upping your game in terms of not just teaching online, but being an actual professor.
Oh yeah.
Lord.
It's, yeah, I'm officially an adjunct professor / lecturer now at university. A couple of schools, Loyola Marymount in LA and Pasadena City College, doing some video stuff. So yeah, it's I've come offline, I've come unplugged, and I'm doing it in person. So if you're a community college in Pasadena or you're going to Loyola grad film school, you might see me as one of your professors there. But yeah, I mean, that's been really the big news I've been doing for like the last year. Outside of that, Sam and I went to the Honeywell Ranch that we go to every summer, and we produced a very cool, and Sam shot and I edited this commercial for them, which is really cool. And then we came away with a ton of photography. And then, there might be a potential of me spending a little bit more time there this summer with even more opportunity for some really cool photography stuff. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, just living life.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. And I've been still busy updating courses, a couple big course updates this past year, Lightroom, Photoshop, that you students might have seen me post about. And then personal project wise, just been busy with the family, but going on a couple cool trips that have been inspirational for photography. Went to Portugal as part of a work conference, and then heading to Japan coming up at the end of the year. So excited to just be in new places to get inspired to take some new photos. So yeah, just kind of living the dad parent life and trying to find places to inspire me to take photos. So that's what I've been up to. So yeah.
Can I share a quick random story that I haven't told you guys yet?
Yeah, of course.
Was at my friend's engagement party, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's your name?" I'm like, "I'm Sam." And he's like, "Oh yeah, like, what's up? Good to meet you." He's like, I take the photo master class. I've watched you for like 30 hours. Sorry, not to be weird." It's all good. And we just like chat about the course, and he's started doing wedding events and things, and it was really funny though. He was just like, I didn't really know how to approach it, so I pretended to not know you, but
That's so funny. Yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
he's asking about you
This
guys
is-
and sort of updating him on everything. So
I love it when you meet students in the wild. That's like one of my favorite things.
yeah, yeah.
That's so funny. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Congrats again to the winners, but congrats to everyone submitting your photos. You all took amazing photos and should be proud. So stay tuned for, we'll definitely be doing our overall annual contest next year, which is going to take place probably at the same time in October. But so keep those photos, those best photos, saved in some sort of folder that you can pull for that. But also stay tuned for any updates or things that we are going to be doing with the classes, because we're definitely planning on doing some course updates, challenges, and more content too in 2025 and beyond. So, all right, everyone, have a great day. Have a beautiful day. Keep taking photos, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Congrats, everyone.
See ya. Congrats.